United stand. Edison Cavani to Manchester United is a done deal. According to Fabrizio Romano, he will fly into Manchester United, he will do his medical, and he will be unveiled with Alex Telles as a Manchester United player tomorrow. It's been a mad day. It's been a crazy day. It's only a few hours since, literally a couple of hours since that result for Manchester United against Tottenham Hotspur. And on my left, I'm watching in the 86th minute that Aston Villa are beating Liverpool 7-2. 7-2. Only shit clubs concede 7. But look, you know, the madness is at the moment is that football is just crazy. We saw Leicester beating Man City last week. We saw Leeds getting a draw against Man City. We've seen Aston Villa batter Liverpool 7-2. We've seen Manchester United destroy 10 men. Spurs destroy a 10-men Manchester United. If Everton beat Liverpool after the international break, they will be 6 points clear of Liverpool. And if we beat Newcastle, we'll be 3 points behind them. To me, the season starts after the international break for Manchester United. To me, the season pivots on what we do over the next 24 hours and whether we sign Jadon Sancho or not. I think that today is a horrible day for Manchester United fans. But I think that this Liverpool result, if it can offer us anything, is that there is still hope. That if the club react and do what needs to be done, we can actually start this season. I think it's going to be very difficult, and I do. But let's talk about Edison Cavani first. Edison Cavani to Manchester United has been confirmed. This has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano this evening. There's a lot going on, but he will fly into Manchester. He will complete his medical, as will Alex Telles, and they will be both Manchester United players for after the international break and that game against Newcastle. So actually, you look at that Fabrizio Romano. Sorry, you look at the Edison Cavani signing now. You look at the Anthony Martial red card, and we won't have that horrible situation where we've got to play Ighalo up front. We will be able to play Cavani, so he will come in and play games straight away because of this red card that Anthony Martial unfortunately justifiably picked up. So suddenly it becomes a deal that we are going to go, well, he's going to go straight into the team, and Martial has created a problem for himself because if Cavani starts scoring goals, I mean, if you're Edison Cavani, you're like, bloody hell, this is great for me. I need a club, I want to play football, and I'm definitely going to start my first 3 games for Manchester United. So he's going straight in, and to be fair, that's the good side of the deal, isn't it? That we need a striker. We're going to get somebody who, whether he can still cut it or not, we'll find out. But we need a striker. He's going to go straight into the team, and the deal's done. So that's great. I mean, what I would say is, you've got to look at what the deal is. It's a desperate deal, and it's an expensive deal. And his agent actually said, if you look at it at the start of February, his agent actually said, if it was about the money, Cavani would be playing for Manchester United or Chelsea now. So that agent comment now looks a little bit ill-advised, doesn't it? Because he is now, it's nearly 8-2. He is now coming to Manchester United a few months after his agent said, well, he would have only gone to Man United for the money. But we know he's coming for the money. We know it's desperate. I think when you acknowledge what a deal is, then you acknowledge what a deal is. As I said last night, if you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you're manager of Manchester United and Ed Woodward says to you, do you want Edison Cavani the day before the transfer window closes, and you know that the options really are probably a 28-year-old Josh King, if they can get that, you're going to say yes. Ultimately, this is because we haven't got a director of football and we're a very, very bad club at planning our future. If I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I would have said yes to Cavani as well, but there's no disputing the fact that he's coming for the money and it's a desperate late deal. But, as I said, Martial's got a red card. We need him. Let's be honest, Man United, the updated version of Arsenal during the Wenger period, says Fardin. And welcome to the members club, Thomas Silguna. So Cavani's going to happen. There is no escaping from that. Cavani will happen to Manchester United. Alex Telles is going to happen. And to be honest with you, I think that that's not a bad thing at all. I wish we were getting a right back and a couple of centre backs as well. As I've said before, if Luke Shaw performs badly or if Luke Shaw gets injured, then we play Brandon Williams at left back. So having a left back who very interesting what happens against Newcastle. Does he go straight into the team? Will he stick with Luke Shaw? The pressure's going to be with that one because Luke Shaw's a divider, isn't he? I think he's a good player. A lot of you don't. So there's going to be that pressure to pick Alex Telles. I mean, look, to be honest with you, I think there's a happy medium for all of us here, isn't there? You drop Harry Maguire, you play Luke Shaw left centre-back, and you play Tellez at left-back, because I don't see how Harry Maguire plays for Manchester United anytime soon again. I've watched those goals back, as I'm sure you have, and I cannot get over how bad he played today. I mean, I really think we could have picked up a centre-back from the local pub who would have played better than him. It was a shocking display from Harry Maguire, and we've got a problem there. And, you know, I don't think Eric Bailly was great either. So, unfortunately, I don't think we'll be signing a centre-back tomorrow of any sort, but that is an area we need to resolve. And, you know, I wish we had a good right-back as well, because Wan-Bissaka doesn't get off at all. He's playing bad. So Tellez is a good signing. Cavani actually becomes a very important signing because of the red card to Martial. So we have got some cover coming in, and I suppose we move towards tomorrow. And it's going to be... I mean, how do you fit Cavani in now? He's not been training with any team since the summer, says Per Eric Klassen. And I think that's the problem, isn't it? You know, how fit is he going to be? Does he still get picked for Uruguay? I don't know whether anyone can answer that. Will he be playing for Uruguay in the international break? If so, because yeah, he's going to need to get some match fitness ahead of those games. But of course, I lead into this with no Martial after the international break because of his suspension. Does that now mean that if we get a right winger, you could play Marcus Rashford down the middle? So there are options for Ollie there, and I think what's going to happen over the next 24 hours is going to be crazy. And I knew things were going to happen tomorrow before we got absolutely battered by Spurs. They have to happen now. I think as we look forward, our season starts after the international break. This has been a bloody nightmare. We were lucky against Brighton. We were very lucky against Brighton. We could have lost our first 3 games of the season. We've lost 2 of our first 3 games of the season, which is totally unacceptable. We are playing catch-up. And basically Man United need to get into the sort of run. Unfortunately, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a manager that does runs, doesn't he? He either goes on a really good run of results or we go on a really bad run of results. And we're away to Newcastle after the international break. Liverpool have just lost 7-2, by the way, and we need to see what happens afterwards. But the next 24 hours are absolutely critical. Where are we on that? So we're going to see Cavani holding up a Man United shirt tomorrow. We'll see Alex Tellez holding up a Manchester United shirt tomorrow. And then who else will be holding up a shirt tomorrow? I don't want to sound like a shithead, mate, but I feel Ollie loves the club to rally the fans, come up against the board, risk getting sacked and join Everett and the lot. It's just a wish, says Aditya. Well, I don't think it's going to happen, mate. Sancho wanted 200k a week, but Woodward thought it wasn't worth it, but gave Cavani 200 plus. I have exams and I can't focus, says Dimmer. If Woodward asks you who 2 new centre-backs you would want in the club right now instead of Sancho, who would that be, says Ronald Jacob. Well, Upamecano would have to be one. I'd probably get Badiashile from Monaco as well. I think you get Upamecano and Badiashile. Rashford doing what Maguire should be doing, not a leader at all, says Ashley Larkham. And Liverpool losing or even signing Sancho don't paper over the cracks. The board have poisoned our beloved club and a centre-back is essential, says Toby Walters. Hope all well, Mark. This time tomorrow we'll be toasting our new signing, Sancho. What a mental 24 hours ahead. International break looking like a blessing in disguise, says Stephen Cherney. Look, tomorrow, just subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Get your subscriptions on. Not your subscriptions, your notifications on. We're going to be live for most of the day tomorrow, from around midday. Most of the day. There'll be a 10 o'clock show. And then from about midday till midnight, the closing of the transfer window, we're going to be live. So join us, whether you're at school, work, taking a sickie, whatever. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. Who knows where we're going to end up. I never thought we would lose 6-1 today. I thought we would win. I'm 90% sure we'll get Sancho tomorrow, but maybe that 10% will come in. You just don't know. But Man United are definitely still in for Sancho. They definitely still believe they can do a deal. I mean, look, you know, Sancho might look at the situation now and go, I'll stay here for another year. Let's be honest. That result today could be something to make him go, you know what, I'll stay here for a year. But I wouldn't have thought so. I think, you know, you look at that table, City have lost, Liverpool have lost, Arsenal have lost, Spurs have lost, Chelsea have lost. You know, we've lost 2. If we can get on a run, we'll only be 3 points off the top. So those results, look, there's a big leap of faith here. There is. But if we get Sancho in tomorrow, we've got Cavani, we've got Tellez. We've got some very good players there already. It's going to take a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of faith. But if we did get Sancho tomorrow, we come back after international break with a new head on. We've got some really big games in October, which actually I think help us. Arsenal, Chelsea, PSG, Leipzig. We need to go into those games with confidence and momentum and go on a run. And look, the chances are that won't happen, but at this point, you know, I've seen people on this channel saying, that's it, Ollie out, get rid of him. And I'm like, you know, you're just betraying emotion, which is absolutely fine. But, you know, when you calm down and you look at it, if we get Sancho tomorrow, there is an opportunity for us to build and do something. And as I said, we're in a bad place at the moment, but the only team that's got 12 points is Everton. Everyone else who's played 4 games, our rivals, have all got 9 points. So we win our next game in hand, we've got 6 points, we're 3 points off our rivals, and we've got to play them all. So we can get back into this situation. It's very early days. We have been sent into this season in a bad state, and we've performed badly as well. Let's not escape that. But we can, and I believe we can, come back from this. He's got a lot of work to do, Ollie. He's got to sort his defence out without signings. That is a shame. He needs a centre-back. But we can come back from this. We have to come back from this. We have to build on this. And Marcus Rashford's right. You know, Marcus Rashford put a tweet out saying, you know, I don't really agree with doing this because it probably doesn't mean a lot, but words to the effect of, you know, I feel it, I'm a fan, it's not acceptable. And that's far better than we go again and what we normally get. So the players need to respond. You know, Luke Shaw was talking about it after the game. Rashford's spoken about it. The players have got to take a long, hard look at themselves. Maybe they need to have a little bit of a look on social media and look at what they've been called and look at the frustration and the anger. You know, I was very angry. I was pissed off Maguire, get out of my club. That's just instant reaction to a bad result. These players need to take those criticisms, focus on what they're there to do, which is, you know, they're lucky to wear that shirt, and come back from this and start building, because they will get the praise if they deliver in the shirts. That's the way it works. If you don't, you will get the criticism. But the next 24 hours are absolutely key. Let's be honest, Man United, the update... Well, I've read that one. Welcome to the Members Club, John O'Brien. Hope all well, Mike. This time, yeah, I've done that one. And cheers for everything you do, Mark. Hard time for all of us. Hoping for a positive day tomorrow. Hopefully kick on after the international break. 90% club, says John Riley. Mark, I still don't feel better. Even Liverpool lost 7-2, says Michael. No, I don't feel better because you've got to own it. And I will watch Match of the Day later. You've got to own it. But that Liverpool result does make me feel a little bit better, because Liverpool only had Mane out, Thiago out, and their goalkeeper out, and they played with 11 men and they got beat 7-2. They weren't at the races, they didn't turn up. We lost 6-1 to a very good Spurs team with 10 men, and we didn't turn up. Liverpool are a way better team than us, but it just shows you if you're not at the races, you can get absolutely battered. United need to learn from this and come back from this and prove that they are worthy. And that goes from the coaching to the players. Manchester United's board have got to deliver on the deal they've been working on for the next 6 months in the next 24 hours. We do want Sancho. Sancho does want us. 90% Club is very much alive, and I believe tomorrow, you know, we all need to get some rest. We all need to wake up in a better mood, and we all need to get that deal over the line tomorrow. If tomorrow night, 2 words, Ted and Mengi, says Isaac, he's not ready, mate. You know, I could say Axel Tuanzebe. These players ain't ready to come in and be Premier League top 4 centre-backs. Let's not be fair. You know, that's not going to happen. That won't happen. The Great United, Mark, get your real build from the back, not the front. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Bay, Maguire are not good enough. So, well, you know, you're right. The problem with today's match is that you are right. If we'd... If Martial hadn't been sent off, I would have fancied us to score 2 or 3 goals today. But with that defence, I think Spurs could have scored 3 or 4. So you need a strong defence, and it's ridiculous. David De Gea couldn't have done anything on all 6 goals. So, you know, if you give people shots in good places, no keeper can save them, and we did that today. So we do need to defend better. There's a huge issue around Harry Maguire, and I do think that a lot of it is to do with what's gone off the pitch. Just drop him. You know, I've said this before. I think Lindelof and Bailly is as good as Maguire and Bailly. I don't think there's a massive difference between Maguire and Lindelof. They've both been very poor. So, you know, he does need to sort us out defensively. We've got to get back to keeping clean sheets. I thought Ricky made a very interesting point in his fan cam when he said you can't play Pogba and Bruno in the same team. You do need to shield that back 4. You need 2 holding midfielders. You need Matic and another. I think Pogba's just performing very badly. Pogba does do that role. He did it in June and July, and Bruno was more advanced. Maybe Van der Beek could do it. You know, I don't know what's happened with Bruno. I don't know why he was subbed at half time. I think that's a joke. But Ollie needs to get hold of that dressing room. He needs to get hold of that team. But I do think Cavani, Telles, Sancho coming in will give the team the boost that, you know, Spurs got played off the park. Everton played Spurs off the park on the opening game of the season because Spurs weren't ready and Everton were. Spurs did a bit of business and they've been brilliant since. I really believe that if we get Sancho tomorrow and we have a couple of weeks off and then we come back against Newcastle, you'll see a different Man United. You know, that result, Man United will respond to that result. They're professional footballers. They will respond to that result. But what I want to say is to Flex and his crew is those people who don't think that this deal's going to happen with Sancho tomorrow, if this transfer window closes with just Cavani and Telles, we're in a lot of trouble. I think what happens in the next 24 hours is going to be symbolic to our season. I can paint you a positive picture. You don't have to like this picture, but I can paint you a positive picture where tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, we've got Sancho, Cavani and Telles. We come back after the international break, after a break, because I think we all need one, and we go on a good run, and we end up having a decent season. I can paint you a negative picture whereby tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, we've got Cavani, Telles, and nobody, or Cavani, Telles, and some cheapskate right winger. We come back after the international break. We continue to struggle, and Ollie's out by Christmas, and United are not in the Champions League next season. Those two canvases are there to paint. The only people who can paint them are Manchester United. I think there's a positive picture to be painted if we get Sancho. I think there's a negative picture to be painted if we don't. And United need to decide what they want to do. I think we're going to struggle if we don't get Sancho in. And I think if we get him in, we've got a chance of recovering from this season. We're not going to win the league, but to be honest with you, we're not going to win the league. I never thought we were going to win the league. I predicted we'd get top 4, and I think that can still happen. We're not out of anything. I understand people saying we are out of everything. I understand people being negative, but we're not out of anything. You know, as I said, Everton played Spurs off the park. Spurs played us off the park. Villa have just played Liverpool off the park. Leicester bantered City. Leeds gave City a good game. Arsenal got battered by Liverpool. Who else? Chelsea. I mean, look, Chelsea I think are going to be up and down. The reality is if we start winning games, we're within touching distance. The gap isn't too big yet, which is why getting the business we need to get done tomorrow can give... The club needs a boost. You know, after a result like that, you need a boost. The manager needs a boost. The players need to kick up the arse. Everybody needs a boost and a break. Next 24 hours are key. I think it's going to happen. I do. I really do. A lot of people talking about Liverpool losing 7-2 to Villa, which we are fully aware of. Thank you. This is not... And I think some people are confusing that this is a Liverpool fan channel. It actually isn't. So... Yeah, you know, we lost 6-1 today. It's nice that Liverpool lost, and I think it gives us a little bit to be a little bit positive about, but we've got to get this business done tomorrow. The truth is, I'm not surprised about today. That is the worrying part of this. Liverpool just got hammered, but we can see that it was a bad day. We've had more bad days than good. Worrying times, says Wazim Ashraf. And players need to take a step back and reassess. The fight for the badge, manager and execution of the basics should be the bare minimum. International breaks come at a right time, says Tristan. It's come at a right time, Tristan, but it's come at a wrong time. It's come at a right time if you do the business we need to do tomorrow and then we reevaluate. If we don't do the business we need to do tomorrow, the negativity around the club will be tenfold tomorrow night. Tomorrow, to me, is a bit like a firecracker. Is it going to go off in a good way or is it going to explode in a bad way? I think the mood of Man United fans tomorrow is on a knife edge. Positive, negative. If we get Sancho, we slide down the positive side. If we don't, then where we are now will be even worse tomorrow night. It's going to be a very, very interesting day tomorrow. And look, I think they'll get Sancho. I think it's, as I said on the watch along to Flex, I've never known Man United be in this situation whereby they're about to break their biggest, they're about to buy the player, their biggest signing ever on transfer deadline day. And nobody knows whether it's happening or not. We've never been in that situation before. It's huge. We've never been in that situation before. And I would normally say it can't happen. But knowing what I know and knowing what you know, we are trying to do it. It's not like, look, if we were sat here tonight and Romano had never mentioned Sancho and credible journalists had never mentioned it and we were just hoping that maybe we would do it, it wouldn't happen. You can't turn a deal like around that in one day. But with this, so much has been done. So much has been done. Agent fees, wages, marketing. You know, it's literally can happen like that or not happen like that. So it can happen tomorrow, very much so. And United are trying to do it tomorrow. But what is going on in this game of poker? We're going to find out tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting. Do you think we should keep Smalling? He's better than this crop of centre-backs we currently have, says Kevin Millington. Well, you know what? I think that's such a good question. And I said it today. Chris Smalling is better than our centre-backs, and we're letting him go to Roma. Yeah, I do agree with that. Don't you think that rather than getting Sancho this season, we should go wild for the next 24 hours and get a decent defender? Hopefully Telles comes in, says Atul. Telles and Cavani are done. Don't worry about those. How are you going to get a centre-back in 24 hours? You know, Man United take 6-7 weeks to do deals. How do you get a centre-back in 24 hours? We can't. But it would have been nice to get a centre-back, but we can't. Do you think conceding 6 goals tonight will shift the focus from Sancho to panic buying a centre-back? Says Abhinav. No, because we can't. You can't do it in 24 hours, mate. It's just not possible. Well, not for us. You can't do it. You know, you've got to get the bid in. You've got to agree the deal with the player. You've got to get the agent fees. People are going to bed now. You just can't do it in 24 hours. You know, maybe some emergency loan deal, but it would be desperate anyway. It wouldn't be the centre-back you want. It wouldn't be an Upamecano. It would be just something really desperate, you know. Try and think of a 34-year-old centre-back who wants 200k a week and is past it. Look at Liverpool, Mark. Do they sack Klopp? We lost against City 5-1 in 89-90 season and we finished 13th, but we have to have faith in Ollie. We didn't sack Sir Alex, and thanks heaven for that, Mark, says Chelsea. But, mate, I don't... You know, people saying Ollie out, Ollie's toast, Ollie this, that and the other. It's up to them. You know, it's up to them. That's the whole point of opinion, isn't it? People can make their own mind up. All I would say is he's not going to get the sack. There's no chance of him getting the sack. And I actually want United to sign Sancho tomorrow and start their season after the international break. So I don't want him to get the sack. I want him to be successful. And I think that, you know, Ollie has got a lot to learn and made mistakes again today. But what I find funny is that I know people who are shouting Ollie out, but then they're fans of players that today were a disgrace. And they weren't a disgrace because of tactics. They were disgraceful because of lack of concentration, laziness, petulance, and not playing for the shirt. And, you know, Luke Shaw said that after the game. He said, look, you know, there are tactics and everything like that, but once you're on the pitch, it's down to the players. And we didn't do what the manager wanted today. And we let ourselves down. And look, you know, Paul Pogba, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Eric Bailly, you know, there's a few others as well who absolutely were shit. And yet people who like those players are ignoring that and saying Ollie out, which is fine. It's up to them. But some of those players have played under 2 managers now who've been sacked. And yet we're still letting them stay and have another, you know, the way I feel about some of these players, they've got a long way back now. A long, long way back. London is still red. Spurs were lucky. A better manager, it wouldn't have happened, says Zayn Miassi. If we'd had a better ref, it wouldn't have happened. I was devastated after the result today, and I don't think that the board and Woodward feel the same heartbreakers as fans, and that's the sad part, says Kinnish. Of course they don't, mate. They probably don't even support Man United. Mark, don't you think we should give Smalling a chance? Says Big Perm. I think we spoke about that. Ted and Mengi and Axel Twansebi, says Marcus Rash. Mate, grow up. Mark, 2 things. What timings tomorrow? Will we get an update on Sancho? Also, please address rumours Bruno and Matic bust stuff at half time. That's why they were both subbed, says Andrew C. Well, I don't know anything about the Bruno and Matic bust up. But I did call it out in the match. I said, why is Bruno not come out second half? And I'll guarantee you, Bruno went in at half time and had a go at people because that's what he's like. I would be like that. Roy Keane would be like that. I bet a lot of you would like that. It made no sense to me that Bruno didn't come out in the second half because he actually, mentality-wise, gets it. And when you're 4-1 down at half-time, you don't take a player off who's a leader anyway. So, to me, it was obvious that Bruno has gone in on somebody in that dressing room. So, yeah, there will have been a falling out. And but you know what? You would want there to be a falling out, wouldn't you? You need there to be a falling out because it shows that they care. The reality is, though, I think Ollie should have kept Bruno on. I think that was a mistake. Shantana Thacker, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. And Bruno should be the captain, Emperor. Yep. Harry Maguire should not be captain. It's got nothing to do with Greece. I said it after the Sevilla game. He's not a captain. He made big errors against Sevilla in that Europa League semi-final, and he cost us the semi-final with others. He's not a leader. I've never seen him lead. He doesn't galvanise the team. He's playing very, very badly. And look, today you could look at Harry Maguire's performance in 2 levels. 1, as an individual centre-back, atrocious. 2, as a captain, trying to keep people's heads up, atrocious. You know, unfortunately, we do have to judge Harry Maguire on 2 performances every game. 1 as a player and 1 as a captain. And consistently now, for a very long time, he's been underperforming badly as a defender and underperforming badly as a captain. And I just wonder, if we take the captaincy off him and he can focus on his defending, maybe we'll get a better centre-back. But we're not getting a better centre-back with him with the captain's armband. It needs to be taken off him. Look, managers have to make bad decisions. Managers have to be ruthless. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I can say, look, Ole's not going anywhere and I hope he can turn this round, and I really do. But I'm not going to lie that there are decisions that he makes that worries me. He's got to take that captaincy off Harry Maguire. Because, look, Harry Maguire may well be struggling because of what happened to him over in Greece. That's not a captain of your club if they're struggling mentally with what things off the pitch. You know, we need somebody who is 100% focused on Manchester United and, you know, focused on making everybody around him better. If he's got stuff going on, it's not the time, is it? So I don't think he deserves to be captain, Saigon, but I'd said that before the Greece game anyway. I've always said that. Realistically, what is the latest time tomorrow that we can get a here we go on Sancho for there to be enough time to complete the paperwork, says Fearless FN. I don't know how it's going to work tomorrow, Fearless. I don't know. Give the captaincy to Paul Pogba, says Marky. God, no. You know, I like Paul Pogba, but he was, you know, second half, lazy, Aurier scores, and then petulant, gives a penalty away. That's not a captain. Paul Pogba doesn't lead that team. I wish he did, but he doesn't. He's not the captain. He shouldn't get the captain's armband. You know, Ollie might do it, but he's not a captain. Mark, do you think Villa have a shot at top 4 this year, says Joe? No. And let's just all take a second to laugh at Liverpool to soothe at least some of our pain, says you in 97. I don't think it's going to work. Can we appeal against Martial's red card, Mojo? No, because he actually did hit him. And Mark, just talk does nothing. This channel has considerable support. Start something, please. Our voice means something, says Venkat. What do you want me to start? A fire? Do you want me to go out in the back garden and start a fire? Start a new game of FIFA? What do you want me to do? You know, everyone says you've got a big platform. We've got a big platform because we have built this platform up over 5 years, doing our content, talking about United, interacting live. There's no responsibility on me or you to do something about Manchester United. I refute this. It really annoys me. If you don't want to watch the channel, don't watch the channel. But we are a big platform because we go live and have a chat. We've got no power to change Manchester United's owners. We've got no right to lead some march around Manchester United. And I'll tell you what, it will cause more problems. I've told you this so many times. If I put my head above the parapet and go, come on everyone, Glazers out, it will get punched because there are United fans and groups who don't like fan channels and they are not going to follow fan channels. I've told you before, if people are going to lead anything against the Glazers or this club, and I wish they would, it's Manchester United Supporters Trust, it's the Red Army who go to games home and away because they are the hardcore fans and they are the ones that you need on side and we would follow them. But we can't lead it. So I get tired of people saying, you got a big platform, you can do something about it. Have a look at how Man United's fan base has worked for years. We can't do it. We'd be ridiculed for it. So we can certainly get our voice behind something. But where is this, you know, for all the anger that we have, where is this unified United fan approach to solving problems? Because a lot of these groups are well in with the club. Manchester United Supporters Trust has regular meetings with Manchester United. The Red Army, they've just moved their the section that they were in to another section. So they've got contacts and conversations with the club. So they're in the position to do it. Are they doing something? I don't know. But I would definitely get behind it. Such a shame to hear Adam say Ollie out. Usually so clever in his analysis. Heard a certain someone blame Ollie for Harry Beckenbauer's performances, says Ryan FTW. Agendas, you know, some people have an agenda, don't they? It's their opinion, isn't it, at the end of the day? And look, and I'm not admonishing Ollie from blame. Manager transfer list at our club is like shopping online for the best brands, but you get delivered Tesco base gig. Bloody shambles, says Ads. And Glazers won't even invest in the stadium. It was really run down last year, and now with no fans in the stadium there as well, no upgrades happening, says Sean O'Sullivan. And good defence last season, a false stat as we had a defensive midfield first half and brilliant Matic second. Maguire's replaced Lindelof. Cooley and Lindelof could have worked, says Avishek. Yeah, well, I think the mistake was signing Harry Maguire for £80 million. And I'm not saying Harry Maguire can't be a good centre-back for Manchester United. He can, but we spent too much money on a player that wasn't worth it. And I think we all know that now. Harry Maguire is not well, look, Harry Maguire is not Van Dijk. Harry Maguire is not Koulibaly. Harry Maguire is not Varane. He is not a world-class centre-back. He's just not. He's flattered to deceive. When we bought Harry Maguire, having watched him for England a lot and Leicester a little bit, my expectation from Harry Maguire is that he was going to be dominant in the air. He was going to score a few corners. And he's, the first goal today is crap in the air. He's not dominant in the air. He's not an £80 million centre-back. At the moment, he's not a £40 million centre-back. We've got it wrong on that. And I thought, I'm not blaming Ollie and the board for that. And you shouldn't, because I thought Harry Maguire was going to be a lot better than he was. But some people can't take the step up. He's a Leicester City and England player coming to Manchester United to take the step up. And at the moment, he's not been able to grab that step up. He's not proven he's a top 4 Champions League centre-back. He still can do that, but he's not proven it. And we thought we were getting a player who could do that. And look, Pep Guardiola wanted him. So, don't start saying Ollie got it wrong. Pep Guardiola wanted Harry Maguire. So he probably would have flopped at City as well. Some players just can't do it at the highest level. Who would your captain be? Most of them aren't leaders, said Watson. I mean, the easiest captain is Bruno. Kind of happy that Liverpool lost. Only positive I feel, says Fernando Martinez. I wish Ollie could get all the players he wants. That way there would be competition for places and all the players will be serious to play well, says TJ Sherman. And no, I'm not going to watch that, Ekrams. Thanks very much. Not interested. Not interested in being bantered by rival fans. I've already said well done to Spurs and Mourinho. They totally deserved it. And sometimes you've got to take it on the chin. More interested in what we're doing as a football club. Don't need to get involved in any conversations with Spurs fans. They thoroughly deserved it. They should enjoy their win. Do you think Solskjaer will get sacked, says Sunaz? Not yet, but I think tomorrow really does depend a lot. Venkat says, I had no intention to annoy you, but this is shambolic. It's nice you cleared the air for the final time. I hope, fingers crossed. No, you don't annoy me, Venkat, but I just, people think that the United stand, we collectively can make change at Manchester United. And United's fan base is a very confusing and tribal area, which I respect, but there's different groups in there. And unless everyone comes together, which I don't think they ever would, then you're never going to do anything. The body language of the players was terrible today. The red card didn't help, but I've seen teams win with 10 before. I agree, Dan Brown. We showed no fight or desire and just rolled over. Felt sorry for Ollie tonight. Yeah, but they've done this for Mourinho. They've done it for Van Gaal. The players down tools at all clubs, but they do it at United, and it's something I never thought we would see at United. It's a shame. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. So tomorrow's a big day. Like I say, whether you're at school or work or whatever, we will be live from, I'm going to do a 10 o'clock show tomorrow as normal, and then we're going to be live through until 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So probably about midday we'll start the live streams, and it will just be live all the way through. How will it work tomorrow? I wish I could answer this question. I believe we're going to sign Sancho. I'm 90% sure we will get him, but I've never been in this situation before in over 30 years of watching transfer deadline days, etc. I don't know how this will happen. Will we start hearing something at 10 o'clock in the morning? Will it be 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Will we sign the papers at 9 o'clock at night because it's about signing the paper? It could go late. It could happen early. It might not happen. So it's going to be a really interesting day. Look, I'm going to have a rest. I'm going to have a bath. I'm going to just watch non-football stuff for an hour. And I'm going to get some rest and get ready for tomorrow because it's going to be a big, stressful day. And I think we've had a big, stressful few days and a big, stressful few hours. So for me, it's a film. It's Heat. It's a Batman film. It's just something to take my mind away for a few hours because tomorrow's going to be big. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Click your bell so you got your notifications on. And get ready for tomorrow. We'll be sharing it together as always. Have a great evening and I'll speak to you soon.